Welcome, warrior. I see you. I see the look in your eyes late at night as you stare at the ceiling, the numbers churning in your head like a relentless machine, the weight of debt, the sting of regret from a purchase you couldn't afford, the hollow promise of that one last bet that was meant to solve everything. You feel like a slave, don't you? A slave to your impulses, to the expectations of others, to a system designed to keep you running on a wheel you can never escape. You fight battles every day, but they are silent wars, fought in the lonely trenches of your own mind, and you feel like you are losing. But what if I told you that you were born a warrior? What if I told you that within you lies an ancient power, a discipline forged in the fires of the Roman Empire, capable of shattering the chains that bind you? This isn't about financial tips you've heard 1,000 times. This is about transforming your very soul. Today, we begin your training. We will take the timeless wisdom of the Stoics, Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and turn it into a weapon to master your money, build indestructible wealth, and finally find peace in a world of chaos. This is your first day as a financial warrior. Before we march into battle, I need you to do one thing. If you feel that spark, that flicker of recognition in what I've just described, then hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. This isn't just a channel, it's a training ground, a digital stoa, for a new generation of warriors fighting for their freedom. Your subscription is your enlistment. It tells the algorithm that this mission is critical, helping us reach more people who are trapped in the same trenches as you. Join us. Become part of this legion. Your training starts now. Let's begin by acknowledging the battlefield. It is all around you, designed by master architects of desire. The glowing screens that promise happiness with a single click, the endless scroll of perfect lives that make your own feel inadequate, the siren song of online casinos and trading apps that promise instant riches, preying on your desperation. These are not just temptations. They are strategic attacks on your tranquility, your focus, and your freedom. They are the enemy, and they have been winning for far too long, keeping you distracted, indebted, and weak. The first philosopher general we will study is Epictetus, a man who was once a slave in the literal sense. He knew what it was to have his body owned by another, and yet he found a way to make his mind an impregnable fortress. His most powerful weapon is what we call the dichotomy of control. It is a simple, yet life-altering doctrine. He taught that in life, some things are within our control, and some are not. Our actions, our judgments, our character, these are ours to command. Everything else, the stock market, the economy, what others think of us, is not. Think about the sheer amount of energy you waste on things you cannot control, the anxiety you feel when the market dips, the frustration when a car repair bill appears out of nowhere, the envy you feel seeing someone else's extravagant vacation on social media. You are fighting battles on fronts where victory is impossible. A financial warrior, guided by Epictetus, understands this. They withdraw their energy from the uncontrollable and focus it with laser-like intensity on what they can control: their spending habits, their saving discipline, their investment strategy, and their emotional reactions. This is your first drill, warrior. For the next week, every time you feel a surge of financial anxiety, I want you to pause. Ask yourself, is the source of this feeling within my control or outside of it? If the market is crashing, that is outside your control. What is in your control is your decision not to panic sell. If your friend buys a new luxury car, that is outside your control. What is in your control is your choice to stick to your own financial plan without feeling envy or resentment. This is not apathy. This is strategic allocation of your power. Now let's turn to Seneca, a man who was one of the wealthiest in Rome, yet wrote extensively about poverty, desire, and death. He wasn't a hypocrite. He was a scientist of the human condition. He understood that true wealth has nothing to do with the number in your bank account. He famously wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Read that again. The source of your financial suffering is not the size of your paycheck. It is the size of your desires. The consumerist world is a machine designed to manufacture endless desire. You have been trained since birth to want more. The newer phone, the bigger house, the faster car, the designer clothes. Each purchase promises a hit of dopamine, a temporary relief from the feeling of inadequacy. But it's a lie. It is a gilded cage. Seneca understood that the path to indestructible wealth was not through accumulation, but through liberation from desire. The true warrior finds wealth not by adding to their possessions, but by subtracting their wants. This is the practice of voluntary simplicity, a cornerstone of our training. I challenge you to practice this. Look around your home. How many things do you own that you haven't used in a year? How many subscriptions are slowly draining your accounts for services you barely use? Each of these is a chain, a small weight holding you down. The warrior's task is to cut these chains one by one, not out of deprivation, but for the sake of freedom. Cancel a subscription. Sell something you don't need. For 1 week, before every non-essential purchase, wait 24 hours. You will be amazed at how many needs evaporate when exposed to the light of time and reason. Our third guide is the most powerful man of his time, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. While commanding legions and ruling an empire, he wrote a private journal, now known as Meditations. It wasn't for publication. It was his personal training manual. He constantly reminded himself of the shortness of life, the inevitability of death, memento mori. This might sound morbid, but for a warrior, it is the ultimate tool for clarity. Remembering that your time is finite forces you to ask the most important question. Am I spending my limited days in service of what truly matters? How does memento mori apply to your finances? It cuts through the noise. It exposes the absurdity of spending your life shackled to a job you hate, just to buy things you don't need to impress people you don't like. It makes you realize that trading your precious, unrecoverable hours for fleeting pleasures is the worst possible bargain. A warrior who remembers death doesn't chase fleeting market trends. They invest for the long term, for a future that allows them to spend their time with purpose, with family, with things that nourish the soul, not just the ego. Let us speak of the enemy in its most treacherous form: the casino, the lottery ticket, the sports bet. These are the assassins of financial discipline. They whisper a seductive lie directly into the desperate heart, the promise of a shortcut. They offer the illusion of control where there is only blind chance. They sell you hope, and in return, they take not just your money, but your dignity, your time, and your peace of mind. The Stoics would see this for what it is: a voluntary surrender of your reason, the very faculty that makes you human. A warrior does not gamble. A warrior calculates. A warrior plans. A warrior executes. Gambling is the outsourcing of your future to pure luck, an admission of powerlessness. Epictetus would remind you that the outcome of the bet is entirely outside your control. Your only controllable action is the choice not to place it. Every dollar you refuse to wager is a victory. It is a reclaiming of your power, a declaration that you are the commander of your financial fate, not a supplicant praying to the gods of chance. It is the assertion of your own agency. The modern casino is even more insidious. It lives in your pocket. Online betting apps are designed by behavioral psychologists to be as addictive as possible. The flashing lights, the near misses, the free bonuses, they are all engineered to bypass your rational mind and hook your primal brain. They create a feedback loop of dopamine that is incredibly difficult to break. It is a prison disguised as a playground. To fight this, you must be ruthless. You must see the app not as a game, but as a sworn enemy occupying territory in your life. The warrior's response is clear: delete the app, block the websites, remove the temptation entirely, starve the beast. Think of your financial life as the construction of a great fortress. Every dollar saved is a stone laid. Every debt paid is a section of wall repaired. Every wise investment is a watchtower built. Gambling is inviting the enemy inside your walls to tear down the stones one by one. It is an act of self-sabotage. Marcus Aurelius would look inward and say, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your addiction, your struggle, is not just an obstacle. It is your training ground. Overcoming it will forge a discipline in you that will make every other financial challenge seem small by comparison. Let's address the heavy chains of debt. Debt is a time machine that steals from your future self. Every dollar you owe is a promise that a portion of your future labor, your future freedom, already belongs to someone else. It is a form of self-imposed slavery. Seneca, despite his wealth, warned against such obligations, seeing them as a loss of liberty. A warrior seeks freedom above all else, and you cannot be free while you are in chains, whether they are made of iron or of interest payments. The fight against debt must be your primary campaign. The Stoic approach to debt is not about shame or guilt. Those are useless emotions. It is about cold, hard strategy. You must face the enemy. That means writing down every single debt you have, from the smallest credit card balance to the largest loan. Look at the numbers. Know your enemy's strength. This is not to overwhelm you, but to empower you. Knowledge is the first step to control. Hiding from the numbers is an act of cowardice, and you are training to be a warrior. You must face the truth, however ugly it may be. Once you have inventoried your debts, you attack them with relentless focus. There are many methods, the snowball, the avalanche, but the underlying principle is the same. You must make it your absolute priority. This requires sacrifice. It means saying no to dinners out. It means driving the old car for another year. It means channeling the discipline of a Spartan. Every extra dollar you earn or save must be sent to the front lines of your debt war. Each payment is a blow against your enslaver. Each balance that shrinks is a chain link breaking. Celebrate these small victories. They are hard won. The world will tell you that debt is normal. A car loan, a mortgage, student loans, credit card debt. It's just part of life. A warrior questions the normal. They understand that what is common is not necessarily what is wise. They see that this normal is a system that profits from their servitude. Your goal is not to be normal. Your goal is to be free. Imagine the day you make your final payment. Imagine the feeling of lightness, the knowledge that your future is entirely your own. That is the peace you are fighting for. That is the warrior's victory. Let's talk about the subtle poison of social media. It is a battlefield for your mind, and the currency is your attention and your contentment. You scroll through a curated feed of impossibly perfect moments. The luxury vacation, the expensive meal, the new designer watch. You are not just seeing pictures. You are receiving carefully crafted messages designed to make you feel that your life is lacking. This constant comparison is the thief of joy, as the saying goes, but it is also the thief of wealth. It creates a synthetic desire for things you never knew you wanted. Marcus Aurelius spent his days dealing with the politics and pressures of an empire, yet his focus was always internal. He wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The warrior understands that the source of contentment is not external. It cannot be bought. It must be cultivated. When you feel the pang of envy from a social media post, you must recognize it as an attack, an attempt to destabilize your inner peace for the sake of commerce. Your defense is to turn your focus inward. Practice gratitude as a martial art. Every day, take inventory not of what you lack, but of what you have. A roof over your head, food to eat, the ability to walk, to breathe, to think. These are immense riches that we take for granted. By focusing on what you possess, you build a shield against the manufactured desires of the world. Unfollow accounts that consistently make you feel inadequate. Curate your digital environment just as you would your physical one. Fill it with wisdom, with inspiration, with things that align with your true goals, not with the shallow goals the world tries to sell you. The Stoic path is not one of emotionless suppression. It is about transforming destructive emotions into fuel. When you feel envy, do not suppress it. Interrogate it. Ask, what is it that I truly want here? Is it the object itself, or is it the feeling of success and freedom I associate with it? More often than not, you will find you don't want the thing. You want the state. And that state, freedom, peace, security, can be achieved through discipline and wisdom, not through a purchase. This is how you turn the enemy's weapons against them, using a moment of weakness to reinforce your own philosophy. Building wealth is not a sprint. It is a long, patient march. The world wants you to believe in get-rich-quick schemes, in meme stocks that go to the moon, in cryptocurrencies that will make you a millionaire overnight. This is the gambler's mindset in a different disguise. It preys on greed and impatience. A financial warrior knows that true, lasting wealth, indestructible wealth, is not built on luck. It is built brick by brick, through consistent, disciplined action over a long period. It is built like a Roman aqueduct, not a house of cards. Your primary tool for this construction is your savings rate. This is the percentage of your income that you allocate to your future self, to your freedom. This number is more important than your investment returns, more important than your salary, more important than anything else. It is the purest expression of your financial discipline. It is a number that is almost entirely within your control. Increasing your savings rate, even by a single percentage point, is a significant victory. It is a conscious decision to prioritize your freedom over fleeting gratification. The Stoics practiced a concept called amor fati, a love of one's fate. It is the practice of not just accepting what happens, but embracing it as necessary and good. How does this apply to your long march towards wealth? It means embracing the process. It means finding satisfaction in the act of saving, not just in the future goal. It means seeing a budget not as a restriction, but as a plan for freedom. It means embracing the quiet, unglamorous work of building your fortress, stone by patient stone, and finding joy in the strength of the walls you are creating. Let's discuss investing, the process of sending your money out to work for you. The modern investing landscape is a cacophony of noise. Pundits shouting on TV, influencers promising the next big thing, headlines designed to provoke fear or greed. This environment is deliberately engineered to make you emotional, because an emotional investor is a poor investor. An emotional investor buys high in a state of euphoria and sells low in a state of panic. They become a source of profit for the calm and the rational. The Stoic investor is a rock in a sea of chaos. They do not react to the daily noise. They remember the wisdom of Epictetus. The market's movements are outside their control. Their strategy is their only controllable variable. They create a simple, logical, long-term plan, often based on low-cost, diversified index funds, and they stick to it with unwavering discipline. They automate their investments, so the decision is made once rationally and not revisited in moments of emotional turmoil. They treat the market's volatility not as a threat, but as an opportunity, buying more when others are fearful. Your mind will be your greatest enemy in investing. It will tempt you to chase performance. It will whisper fears of missing out. It will scream at you to sell when everyone else is panicking. Marcus Aurelius would advise you to retreat into your inner citadel. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Your investment plan is part of that soul, that inner citadel. It is your pre-committed strategy, your defense against the emotional storms. You trust the plan, not the fleeting feelings of the moment. Building this fortress of wealth is not just about having money. It is about what that money buys you. And what it buys is the most precious commodity of all, freedom. The freedom to walk away from a job that is crushing your spirit. The freedom to spend your days on work that you find meaningful, regardless of the pay. The freedom to face a medical emergency or a job loss without falling into ruin. This is what the Stoics called preferred indifference. Wealth is preferable, but our tranquility should not be dependent on it. The goal is to build enough of a buffer that the storms of life can rage outside your walls while you remain at peace within. What is the one financial chain you are struggling to break right now? Is it the late-night online shopping that feels like a temporary comfort? Is it the one more bet mentality that promises a magical solution? Is it the crushing weight of a loan that feels like it will never end? Be honest with yourself. I want you to share your battle in the comments below. Write it down. Acknowledge your enemy. You will find that you are not alone in this fight. This is a community of warriors, and we draw strength from knowing we are marching together. Your courage to share may be the inspiration someone else needs today. The ultimate goal of the financial warrior is to reach a state where money is no longer a primary concern. It becomes a tool, like a hammer or a spade, to be used for building a good life, but it is not the master. This state is often called financial independence, but a Stoic would simply call it liberty. It is the point where your assets generate enough income to cover your needs, and your labor becomes voluntary. You work because you choose to, because it provides you with purpose and meaning, not because you have to. This is the promised land. This journey requires a fundamental shift in your definition of wealth. The world defines wealth as luxury, status, and excess. A warrior defines wealth as resilience. Who is wealthier? The man with $1 million house and a $2 million mortgage who loses his job and panics? Or the man with a modest home, no debt, and a year's worth of living expenses saved, who faces the same job loss with calm resolve? The warrior knows the answer. Wealth is not what you have. It is the gap between what you have and what you need. It is a fortress built of margin and safety. This path is not easy. It requires you to swim against the current of your entire culture. Your friends may not understand why you're not upgrading your car. Your family may question why you're hoarding your money instead of enjoying life. You will be seen as strange, as an outsider. This is where your inner strength, Your Stoic training is most crucial. You must be secure in your own philosophy. You are not depriving yourself. You are buying your freedom. You are playing a different game, a longer game, and the prize is not a fleeting pleasure, but a lasting peace. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Your revenge against a system that wants you indebted and anxious is to become disciplined, calm, and free. Your success is a quiet act of rebellion. It is a refusal to participate in the mass hysteria of consumerism and debt. You are not just fixing your own finances. You are casting a vote for a different way of living, a more intentional and meaningful existence. Every day you stick to the path, you are winning the war. Think about the legacy you want to leave. Do you want to be remembered for the things you owned, or for the character you built, for the fleeting trends you followed, or for the timeless wisdom you embodied? The principles of Stoicism are not just about money. They are about living a life of virtue, courage, and purpose. Your financial journey is simply the training ground where you forge these virtues. The discipline you learn in mastering your budget is the same discipline you will use to face any of life's challenges. The peace you seek is not in a future destination. It is in the present journey. It is in the confidence that comes from having a plan. It is in the tranquility of knowing you can withstand the storms. It is in the freedom from the mental anguish of debt and desire. This is the indestructible wealth we are building. It is a wealth of the soul, a fortress within, which no market crash, no recession, and no misfortune can ever truly breach. This is the warrior's ultimate treasure. As you progress in your training, you will notice a change. The world's temptations will begin to lose their power. The advertisement for the luxury watch will seem absurd, not aspirational. The gambler's frantic energy will seem tragic, not exciting. You will begin to see the matrix, the architecture of desire that surrounds you, and you will be immune to it. You are developing an inoculation against the madness of the crowd. This is the quiet confidence of the Stoic. Your relationships with money will transform. It will cease to be a source of anxiety and become a source of security. It will no longer be your master, but your servant. You will learn to speak its language, not with fear, but with authority. You will direct it with purpose, sending it to build your walls, fund your dreams, and secure your future. This is the power that comes not from having a lot of money, but from having complete control over the money you have. Remember, this is a lifelong practice. There will be days when you falter. You will make an impulse purchase. You will feel a pang of envy. You will be tempted by a risky investment. Do not despair. A warrior is not one who never falls. A warrior is one who always gets back up. When you fall, observe your mistake without judgment, learn the lesson, and return to the path. As Seneca wrote, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Each failure is simply the beginning of a new success. The final stage of your training is to become a source of strength for others. Once your own fortress is secure, you will be in a position to help those around you. Not necessarily by giving them money, but by sharing your wisdom, your discipline, your calm. You will become a lighthouse in the storm for your family and your community. You will show them by example that there is another way. This is the ultimate expression of a virtuous life, to use your strength to make the world a little stronger. We have covered the core tenets of our philosophy today. We have learned from Epictetus to focus only on what we can control. We have learned from Seneca to conquer our desires. And we have learned from Marcus Aurelius to live with purpose in the face of our mortality. These are not just words on a page. They are the pillars upon which you will build your new life. They are the foundation of your indestructible wealth. The blueprints are now in your hands. The rest is labor. The journey ahead will be long, but you are no longer a slave wandering in the dark. You are a financial warrior. You have a code. You have a philosophy. You have a mission. You have the tools to fight back against the chaos and to carve out an existence of purpose, freedom, and tranquility. The path is clear. All that is required is that you take the first step, and then the next, and the next, with unrelenting discipline. The war for your financial soul is winnable. It is time to fight. Remember the feeling that brought you here today, the anxiety, the helplessness, the frustration. Bottle it. Use it as fuel. Let it be the fire that hardens your resolve. Every time you are tempted to stray from the path, remember the pain of the alternative. The warrior's discipline is not born from a desire for pleasure, but from a deep and profound desire to avoid self-inflicted suffering. Your past pain is your greatest teacher. Do not let its lessons be in vain. Look at your budget not as a prison, but as a battle plan. Every category, every number, is a strategic decision. You are the general deploying your resources. Where can you be more efficient? Where can you cut off a supply line to a wasteful habit? Where can you reinforce your defenses, your savings? This is not about spreadsheets and numbers. This is about strategy and tactics. It is the art of war applied to your personal economy. Take command. The world will not celebrate your victories. There will be no parades for paying off a credit card. There will be no medals for hitting your savings goal. These are silent victories, won in the quiet moments of daily choice. You must learn to be your own source of validation. You must learn to find profound satisfaction in the quiet integrity of your actions. The approval you need is not from the crowd. It is from the person you see in the mirror each morning. Make that person proud. Your journey will inspire you to learn more. Read the original texts. Dive deep into the meditations. Wrestle with the discourses of Epictetus. Study the letters of Seneca. The more you immerse yourself in this philosophy, the stronger your resolve will become. You are not just adopting a financial strategy. You are adopting a worldview, a complete system for living a good life. The financial benefits are simply a byproduct of a well-ordered mind. Do not be intimidated by the scale of the task. If you have $10,000 in debt, the goal of being debt-free can seem impossible, but you do not pay off $10,000 at once. You pay it off $1 at a time. Focus only on the next right action, the next dollar saved, the next debt payment made. As the Stoics taught, we do not control the destination, only the step we are taking right now. Take that step well, and the destination will take care of itself. You will find that as your financial life becomes more ordered, other areas of your life will follow. The discipline is transferable. The calm you cultivate in the face of market volatility is the same calm you will bring to a family argument or a crisis at work. The focus you learn in managing your budget is the same focus you will apply to your health, your relationships, and your personal growth. You are not just building wealth, you are building character. And character is the one asset that can never be taken from you. The freedom you will achieve is not just financial, it is psychological. It is the freedom from the constant, low-grade hum of anxiety that accompanies a precarious financial life. It is the freedom from the shame of debt. It is the freedom from the envy and comparison that social media fosters. You are fighting for more than just a number in a bank account. You are fighting for silence, the blessed peaceful silence in your own mind. Now, a word of caution. As you become stronger, do not become arrogant. As your wealth grows, do not become attached to it. Remember the Stoic principle of preferred indifference. It is good to have wealth, but your happiness must not depend on it. Practice imagining its loss. Imagine starting over. This is not to invite disaster, but to mentally prepare for it. The warrior who has already accepted the worst-case scenario is the one who fights with the greatest freedom and the least fear. This is the final layer of your indestructible fortress. The battle against your own impulses will be the hardest you will ever fight. Your brain is wired for instant gratification. The culture is designed to exploit that wiring. You are fighting against your own biology and a multi-trillion-dollar marketing industry. Do not underestimate your opponent. This requires constant vigilance. It requires a daily recommitment to your principles. It requires you to be a sentinel at the gates of your own mind, deciding which thoughts and impulses are allowed in and which are turned away. Your greatest ally in this fight is routine. Create systems that support your goals. Automate your savings and investments. Plan your meals for the week to avoid impulse food purchases. Set aside a specific time each week to review your finances. Do not rely on willpower alone. It is a finite resource. Build a structure of discipline, a system of habits that makes the right choices the easy choices. A warrior does not win by being stronger than the enemy in every moment, but by building a fortress the enemy cannot breach. Let's speak of failure. You will fail. You will overspend. You will miss a savings goal. You will make a bad investment. In that moment, the voice of shame will be loud. It will tell you that you are a fraud, that you are not a true warrior, that you should just give up. You must identify that voice as the enemy. Acknowledge the mistake. Analyze it logically. What was the trigger? What can I learn? And then discard the useless emotion of shame. A warrior learns from a lost battle and uses that knowledge to win the war. They do not wallow in defeat. The concept of a financial warrior is not about aggression towards others. It is about an internal struggle. It is about the war between your higher self, your rational, long-term thinking mind, and your lower self, your impulsive, short-term seeking animal brain. Every day, you choose which one to feed. Every disciplined choice is a victory for your higher self. Every impulsive mistake is a concession to your lower self. Your goal is to win this internal war day after day until the victory becomes a habit. As your financial situation improves, you will face a new kind of test, the temptation of lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, the urge to increase your spending in lockstep will be immense. This is the golden handcuff trap that keeps even high earners in a state of financial slavery. A warrior resists this. They see an increase in income not as an opportunity to spend more, but as an opportunity to accelerate their path to freedom. They maintain their disciplined lifestyle and channel the surplus directly into building their fortress. This is how true wealth is built. Remember the Stoic focus on virtue. The 4 cardinal virtues are wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Your financial journey is a practical application of all 4. You use wisdom to create your plan. You use courage to face your debts and stick to your path when it is difficult. You use justice in your dealings, being fair and honest. And you use temperance, or self-control, to master your desires and impulses every single day. By mastering your money, you are not just getting rich, you are becoming a better person. Consider the metaphor of a ship's captain. You are the captain of your financial life. The economy, the markets, the unexpected events, these are the weather. You cannot control the storm, the wind, or the waves, but you can control the rudder. You can control the sails. You can control the integrity of your ship. A bad captain blames the storm for his shipwreck. A good captain, a Stoic captain, takes pride in navigating the storm with skill and courage, regardless of the outcome. Take hold of your rudder. Let's revisit the idea of indestructible wealth. It is not a number. It is a structure. It is having multiple sources of income, so the loss of one is not catastrophic. It is having a strong emergency fund, a buffer against the unexpected. It is having little to no debt, so you are not beholden to anyone. It is having a diversified, long-term investment portfolio that can weather any storm. And most importantly, it is having a set of skills and a mindset that allow you to rebuild, even if you were to lose everything. The wealth is not in the assets. It is in you, the warrior. Do not be discouraged by the slow pace of progress. In the beginning, it will feel like you are moving a mountain with a spoon. Your debt will seem to shrink by inches. Your savings will seem to grow agonizingly slowly. This is the great test of your patience and resolve. You must trust the process. You must celebrate the small, consistent actions. The power of compounding, both in your finances and in your character, is a force of nature. Be patient. The seeds you are planting today will grow into a mighty forest, but they need time. The world worships complexity. Financial advisors will try to sell you complicated products. Influencers will promote intricate trading strategies. A warrior seeks simplicity. A simple budget you can stick to is better than a complex one you abandon. A simple investment in a low-cost index fund is better than a portfolio of speculative stocks you don't understand. The Stoics knew that power lies in mastering the fundamentals. Do not be distracted by the siren song of complexity. Simplicity is your ally. The ultimate freedom you are seeking is the freedom to say no. The freedom to say no to a job you despise. The freedom to say no to a social obligation that would drain your resources. The freedom to say no to your own worst impulses. Every dollar you save is a piece of that freedom you are purchasing. You are literally buying your own autonomy, your own sovereignty. See every act of saving not as a sacrifice, but as a revolutionary act of self-liberation. As we conclude this session of your training, I want you to look back at the person you were when you clicked on this video. The person burdened by anxiety, feeling trapped and powerless. That person is already beginning to fade. You have been given the tools, the philosophy, the battle plan. You now know that your situation is not a life sentence. It is a campaign to be fought and won. The power has been in you all along. The Stoics simply give you the manual to unlock it. Your homework is simple, yet profound. Choose one principle we have discussed today. Just one. Whether it is the dichotomy of control, the subtraction of desire, or the relentless attack on debt. And for the next week, make that your singular focus. Live it, breathe it, practice it. Do not try to change everything at once. Start with one small, decisive victory. That victory will give you the strength for the next. This is how a war is won, one battle at a time. you are a financial warrior. The title is not given. It is earned. It is earned every day in the small choices you make. It is earned when you pack a lunch instead of buying one. It is earned when you delete a shopping app. It is earned when you make an extra payment on your debt instead of buying a lottery ticket. These are your moments of heroism. They are quiet, unseen, but they are the most important battles you will ever fight. Go now and begin your fight. Thank you for joining me on this journey, for taking the first step in your training as a financial warrior. The path ahead is challenging, but you are no longer walking it alone. If you found value in this strategy session, show your support for this legion by hitting that like button and, most importantly, subscribing to the channel. Your commitment is our strength. We have new strategies, new training, and new wisdom for you every single day. Stay strong, stay disciplined, and I will see you on the next battlefield.